forgive him because he's still the one and the only. China, Ikwereman Acheru. China, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to you. This first time I've been on the show this year.
Happy New Year to you too, and all the listeners at home. Yes.
All right, so let's dive into it because we have a big one this morning. Now, in the news recently, we heard that our brothers, on the other side of the Niger, are not happy. They're not happy because the governor, Chukwuma Soludo, says, they want to start registering all the DBS, all the native doctors, all the spiritualists. And people are like, no, that's wrong. And I'm curious, how is it wrong? What exactly is so what's wrong with us getting to know who the DBS are, who the native doctors are? After all, we know that they go in the night. People go to night vigils. Nobody is angry about that. We know that politicians have several times laid down, and we've seen some very interesting rituals done at junctions all across this country in the bid to get power, courtesy of the advice from these juju men or from these spiritualists or these shaman. We've seen even videos of people who go to the rivers to bathe in the rivers. They carry special soap. They even throw our soft drinks that we like to drink in our parties into the ocean, into the river, to appease the gods and the goddesses. If they are doing this, and we know, what is wrong with us getting to have them registered?
I think Nigerians don't like government.
Ouch.
Yeah, we don't like government. So it has been over time. Government has failed Nigerians. So whenever a governor speaks, we already suspect that governor. So I think Nigerians are fighting it because it was said by the state governor. Because there's absolutely nothing wrong in that. I mean, we register
agencies, registrations.
Yes, we register, Christian religious bodies. So why not register traditional religious bodies? Why not? So it's just because it's said by a state governor. So we are fighting it. If you go all over social media, whenever a state governor speaks, whenever a senator speaks, whenever a commissioner speaks, people fight it because Nigerians have lost hope in government. I think that's why they're fighting it. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but people fight it because it was done by a state government.
Okay, now, so let's look at the other part of the conversation, talking about the demystifying of these traditional practices. We had a conversation a while ago, and you were saying it's because of the westernization. Now, the reports are coming through, right, that even here in Port Harcourt, Eche in particular, that there are some young men who have now dusted the Ofo in their community. They're now claiming it. People are now, as it were, going back to the traditional practices of our forebears. People want to get to, as it were, be in contact with the soil, with the land. The adage that we used to banter about is a true son of the soil doesn't get to be rarely spoken of these days. But the young ones seemingly are not very comfortable, or rather, maybe they're not so impressed with Christianity. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe they're not so impressed with Islam, because it's not just a Nigerian occurrence. It's happening across the country. More and more people are beginning to embrace traditional practices. If they're embracing traditional practices, like I said, for pregnancy issues, want to get Baba come help me, I need Pekin. They go to one Babalawo somewhere. And power to become local government chairman. There's somewhere in Okwila or even near my village, I get a Buddha where they give them charms. If we are doing all of these things, why can't we all just come out finally and say, fine, we all want to get back to our culture. The young boys want to get back to start to serve the Ofo or whatever in their communities, and what's the big deal about it?
It's a slow and gradual process. We're going to get there. I think people have finally found out these Christian beliefs. They found them out. That's what I think. And people are looking for alternatives. I grew up in an era, you grew up in an era probably, we just did what we were told.
Yes.
Tomorrow we are going to church. Try dressed up by our parents. How they wanted us to dress.
End of story.
Right? And we go to church. The pastor preaches. We accept it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Gen Alpha and much of Gen Z, they ask questions. They search. They want to know if what you're saying is true. Just like Paul preached about the Christians in Berea. After they preached to them, they went back home to search the scriptures if those things were true. So these people are searching. They want to know. And they probably found out that listen, and you have always known my my thoughts on this for a long time now. I've been a believer that what the Europeans brought into Africa as Christianity was no different from what we are doing in Africa before they came. Was no different. They demonized our own. We worshipped in small rooms. They call this shrine. Shrine is a good word. It's a good word.
Let's even get, for the sake of this conversation, let's get the definition, please. Continue.
Shrine is a good word, but we worship in small rooms, and they call this shrine. They build big rooms to worship, and they call theirs church. Define shrine.
A place regarded as holy because of its association with a divinity or a sacred person or relic, marked by a building or other construction.
So what's wrong with that? But they demonize the word shrine. So when people go to the village, you don't go shrine. And then I say, I don't go church.
Oh, this one gets shrine for house.
Yes, but it's a holy place. So why don't I say, I'm going to church on Sunday, my church is House on the Rock Shrine? Why don't I say that?
Or Jude's Shrine.
Why don't people say, I'm going to Salvation Ministry Shrine? Or I'm going to Deeper Life Bible Shrine?
They all say, we're going to Deeper Life Bible Church.
But when somebody goes to the village, they call that one. So I think it's really the same thing. But gradually, we're not different. Then again, that's what juju.
Questionable.
Now, juju is simply a kind of worship where objects, amulets, are used. Objects. Now, in the Catholic faith,
they're sacramentals. They call them sacramentals.
What are those things?
They call them your crucifix.
In Islam.
In Islam,
What are those things?
They have prayer beads as well.
When a Pentecostal man says, I have a healing handkerchief, what is that thing? That's juju.
China is not juju.
No, that's juju.
No, it's healing handkerchief.
No, but the one that my priest at Yuku Wezina in Obakri holds, say in they carry juju. But what I'm saying now is that the Europeans brought in religion to us. They saw what we were doing. It was the same as what they were doing. But they had guns. They had the big gun boats. They came with their cutting material and the things that they could offer our people. And they demonized what we are doing and made theirs seem better. But again, we are in a generation here that's asking questions that cannot be answered. A
generation. China says there's a generation of young Nigerians
away from this. Some years back, my second son asked me a question. He said, did you read about the 3 little pigs? I did.
Yeah.
You all know that story.
Yeah.
He said, tell me the story. I don't have one pig built his house of straw, one pig built his house of bricks, and when the wolf came, he blew, and house of straw fell. My son asked me, can a pig build a house?
Oh, okay.
Up till now, I've not answered that question. But we listen to these nursery stories. But you see, they're asking questions. How can a pig build a house?
But they were actually for metaphor.
With the point I'm making, I'm just trying to give an example.
Yeah.
So these people are asking questions that we cannot answer. So they are finding their own solutions for themselves.
Ooh.
That's what's going on now.
All right, so we're going to open the floor. We're going to start our interactions very early this morning. We're talking about these 3 things: money, spirituality, and recognition. Is it a bad thing that the priest the shamans, the spiritualists, the traditional practitioners, let's use that term, right, are being asked to go and register? Yes, there's a register that's going to be open in Anambra, and people are saying maybe it should be copied elsewhere in the country. We're talking about these supernatural aids, all right? And if you can go to church, you can go to the mosque, you can pray in your mosque, and you can pray in your church, why can't we encourage these supernatural aids to be more inclusive? Why can't we say that when you send your child to school, or when oaths are being sworn, they carry either the Quran or the Christian Bible? Why can't we get to have one amulet somewhere?
Yeah.
At the government house, and say, if you're going to come in, we are going to swear. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is yours. The microphones are live. The phone lines come up next.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. All right, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH, right, is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp is 08090306416, 08090306416. My 2.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Thank you. And this is Muriel from Okrika.
Good morning, Muriel.
I greet your guest as well.
Yes, our local Dibia.
Jude, I think it's not a bad one, honestly. It's not a bad one at all. Maybe it's a way of it may increase in patronage. You know, they should look at it that way. The traditionalists. There is nothing bad, except maybe there is something they are hiding that they don't want to do. Otherwise, traditionalists, herbalists, they are doctors, traditional doctors.
Okay.
And majority of us are patronizing them. You know. Though some people are going for other means, but they should be registered. It's fair. And then don't they know that when businesses are registered, they do better, they patronize them.
Them popularity, yes. Okay.
They're getting some of their products abroad, you know. And everybody will see them. They will be online there, out there.
Oh, she makes a point. They can be online. Joe is online from Uber. Joe, good morning.
What I'm saying in essence is that the discussion in the radio now, what you call in the
now, all things concerning this conversation rest here on Nigeriainfo. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is CJ.
Welcome, CJ.
Calling from Eneka.
Go on, please.
So I want to contribute to the discussion ongoing.
Yes, please.
So coming to the issue of telling traditional worshippers to get registered, I don't understand the much worry about it. Because if you listen to what Soludo said, he did not just talk about native doctors. He also talked about pastors that do miracles and all those other stuff. So it wasn't just centralized on traditional worshippers. The net cut across both traditional and Christian religious practitioners. But it's looking as if the trap was just set for traditional worshippers.
But there was no trap. There was no trap set. It was just an order that, look, we want to get to know who you are in the area, just the same way you are known, your neighbor, your landlord knows.
That is what it should be. The man is trying to bring sanity to the system. We can't just keep on behaving anyhow. We need to be regulated. You can't tell me you are a traditional worshiper, a ritualist. You just want to go and get a newborn baby to do one or two things. If you could listen, he mentioned Okite, especially. He emphasized on it. So the man is also trying to bring sanity to the system with this proliferation of Yahoo boys, doing Yahoo Plus.
Yeah.
Lots of unregulated things happening.
True. You have a point there. China, before we go on the headline news, his point there is very valid. That the concern about some of these unsavory practices, some of these rituals that involve the taking of life. Because before we continue, let us remind our Muslim and our Christian brothers that they too carry out rituals. The Sarah you give is a ritual. The harvest offerings that you bring, these are all rituals. The breaking of bread, the communion is a ritual.
Yeah, I think one fear people have is the thing that with registering of these bodies, taxation will come. And we don't want to pay anything. When you register a body, it gives you accountability.
Yes.
Eyes are watching.
True.
People will see your right and your wrong. Just like as we are as Nigeriainfo FM, we have a body called NBC watching us. So we tread softly. So when you are asked to register, you are now on the government list, checklist. So you need to be careful when you talk about some of all these practices. You need to be careful about them. So for me, it's quite in order to register such bodies. But I think people are scared of what follows next. Will the next thing be paying taxes? Last time I checked, there's an exemption of taxes for ecclesiastical organizations, churches, mosques, and all of that. Now, will this other group fall under that and not pay taxes too? Or would? But I mean, I'm jumping ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm only just saying that might be the next thing. Yeah.
All right, let's go on the break. Headline news right here on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
Headline news, Nigeriainfo on
92.3.
Headline news.
Headline news 92.3 Nigeriainfo. My name is Jude Omamigbe. Stakeholders react to plans to resume oil production in Ogoniland. Court adjourns Rivers Assembly leadership suit. Rivers State government reiterates ban on road tax forces. Doctors begin strike in Abuja. Police rescue former AIG Hakeem Odumsu's wife from kidnappers. In business, NLC asks subscribers to prepare for telecom's boycott. In entertainment, embattled music mogul Diddy sues man over video evidence claim against him. In sports, Zaha completes loan move from Galatasaray to Charlotte FC. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Trump may send 10,000 troops to U.S.-Mexico border. Details in the 12 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0808-721-7215, 0808-721-7215. My name is Jude Omamegbe. Good morning and thank you for listening.
Are you having problems listening to us via the Nigeriainfo app? Experiencing any bug?
Two 08179230003 08179230003 at Nigeriainfo PH at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo PH at Nigeriainfo PH. All right. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416 0809-030-6416. We're talking about supernatural aids and the fact that some are not happy that there is a call for a recognition, that is a registration. Now, before we get back to the phone lines, Oga China is in the studio, and one of his little terrorists was trying to disrupt us, but our God is bigger than them. Now, one of the callers said, what exactly is wrong with us knowing so that we don't get to have people killing babies, asking people to do certain things unnatural, which was what you were saying just before the end. And then I had to ask this question. Some of the practices that we use today, and we call them normal, right? Are they really normal? Aren't they worried when they tell you, oh, you're breaking the bread, you're eating the body of some individual? Maybe it's a spiritual, it's a metaphorical representation. People are angry that, when we talked about this last year or 2 years ago, that at this junction, they were living sacrifices. So if we now register them, what rituals would we be seeing that would be acceptable?
We'll still see the same thing. It's just that if there is something untoward going on, then it's easier for government to clamp down.
Okay.
Because you know who you are. You leave an address. Right? So, for example, now, around this period, the particular church has an event they have every evening. So, indeed, you see chairs on the road.
Yeah.
So, if there's any situation, you know it is this church.
Yeah.
Right? So, same case, if a man that has to hide in the bush
to go and do his ritual,
is registered. So, government, the local council, they know that it is that man in the bush because he's registered. He probably has to put a signpost, probably, to show...
That's where
I am.
Yeah.
So it just creates order. It creates accountability.
Yeah. Accountability.
Yes, it's better for everybody in the long run.
Okonkwo is on the line from Rumokuta. We have promising Gokana. Okonkwo, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To register the traditional practitioner, which will have the native doctors and the magicians.
Magicians. Okay.
I am not part of it.
Why?
Based on my direct experiences, there are three numbers. Number one, the day I saw them as they kill a bull and use the blood to bath somebody.
Okay.
In the name of getting money.
Okay.
After that evil practice, that boy fell into madness.
Oh dear.
How that madness ended, I don't know. Second one, that was at Aba. I was there the day that they buried the bull alive. Number 3, last year, Bro Jude, you are aware, and your platform is aware, there was a boy that went into money ritual. I was caught. And he said that it was a native doctor that asked him to do that.
To do that thing.
And the private part of that day, for him to use to make a soap, bathing soap. And I believe that even native doctor too was caught. So their practices are evil. Government should not register them in any form. No institution, agency, organization in this country should register them for anything.
Okay. All right, Promise from Gokana, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Promise.
Yeah, for the Abali, or you call it the native doctor as a to be registered by government. One, it could be a form of identifying the kind of business they do, or probably generating revenue for government. But just like the last caller said, how do you control the activity? You agree with me that most of the activity, according to them, is being done under the influence of the spirit.
Under the influence of the spirit?
Yes.
Okay.
They perform those work under the high influence of the spirit.
Isn't
so
that a
the
good
person
thing?
doing it at that time is not the one doing the work, but the spirit that are possessing him. So by the time he's not evil, and probably want to come after him, he has a legitimate means of telling you that
he was not the one. I see. What's about Promise? What about the pastors and the spiritualists and the seers who make prophecies at the start of every year, or the ones who do miracles? You know, people's hands turn back normal. You know, it's the spirit that is doing it to them, right?
Yes, the pastors and the prophets.
Yeah, but you see, the government knows those people. So why shouldn't the government also know these other ones?
Yes, if the government needs to know them, the challenge is that if you give them license to operate, you have already come the evil art. So at that time, if you need to prosecute them, you will see that you find challenges prosecuting them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Akanto is in Boro. Yeah, we'll get to China very shortly. Akanto, good morning.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
College Jews. Very silent topic so far. Jude, you know, before the advent of this scientific work, there was a system of shadow medicine, herbalism, stone, carry something, hit together, give us life. Are you aware, Jude?
Okay.
If people are asleep, but if government wants to spend it or make money for them to be regulated, no bad about that. But they should not make it mandatory, because the work they are doing to render to the society is very crucial.
What work? The traditional practice. What work are they rendering that is very crucial?
See, let me tell you. Have you flied before?
No, by plane, yes, but I've not used broom or anything. I don't know.
Fly by plane. That is by scientific method. You can even get phone. You can move from India to Rumokuru. They can aid you. You know that sometimes you want to shoot, want to kill any person. Sometimes they can initiate their body. When any person shoots anything, it will bounce back.
I agree. So wait, if that kind of power is available, if that kind of technology is available, why shouldn't that technology be made available for all of us? Don't you want to have, a day sheet that when they shoot you not to happen, armed robbers will not come near you again, so they should be registered so we can go and buy. Why should they be hiding?
Jude, let me tell you, people who are doing a great work should be compensated, should be given incentive by government, a way to encourage them to do more.
Okay.
If they are doing audacious, let me tell you the truth. Some person initiated their house into something. Even though criminal enter an environment 20 times, they won't die out.
Fine.
I've seen a village somewhere within my environment where if there is anything problem, no person will, if you want to enter that community, your time will turn to that. That will not know except return back to your village. Government should come into it to invest into them to encourage them.
Okay.
It's not like medicine.
So government should come into it and encourage them, invest. China, there's a big problem here. Someone said that, if we register them, we're endorsing some of the things that they are doing, and that means they'll continue to do it again. Talking about the killings, for example, the people who say you have to go and bring blood to make money, go and kill your uncle, go and kill your auntie. Do you think that's what's going to happen if we have them registered?
And again, that's why I said these people have been demonized for so long. Traditional belief is not all about blood sacrifices. It's not all about it. But that's by the way. Now, the fact that you choose to register them does not mean endorsing what they do, because if they falter, you know where they are. We have
rules and regulations will come.
Government withdraw C of O of people's houses.
Yes.
We have seen associations withdraw licenses of doctors, licenses of lawyers. We have seen that happen. How did they do it? Because when you're a lawyer and you register with the NBA, they know you exist. So if you default in any way, they can withdraw whatever qualification you have or however it's done. So the fact that government wants to register them does not mean if they do wrong. Yes, the whole idea is to make them visible. That's the whole idea. To make them visible. So when they falter, when they do something untoward, government knows where they are. I saw something in the news a few days back about a church that was invaded by the police somewhere in Port Harcourt. Where they found a coffin buried under the altar and some other thing. Did you hear that story, Jude? Yes, I saw videos. Yeah. It was where in Port Harcourt. Now, how was that possible? That was registered.
Yeah.
The police knew where they were. So probably reports have been made about that against that church.
Suspicions were
they moved in and they saw what they saw, and that's a church. So my point, it can happen to in any belief, but then again, the advantage is that when it happens, you are visible. It's for visibility, it's for accountability, and it's for control. I see nothing wrong with it. Even if they are evil, let the evil man come out.
Let us know how evil.
Let us know.
All right, fair enough. Victor's on Airport Road. We have Daniel from Imo Gate standing by. Victor, good morning to you. Hello, Victor.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you turn off the radio or step away from the radio, please?
I have bought it.
Okay, all right. Talk to us then. Good morning.
Okay, I greet your guest in the studio.
Good morning.
Jude, I'm so disappointed to hear that the government is planning on registering native doctors. I feel so bad to hear this because my expectations was for government to stop them from operation.
Why?
Arrest anybody saying that he is a native doctor.
Why? Native doctors have saved lives.
Every day on the social media, we hear ritual killing. Every day we hear the cultural human organs. Every story from here and there. See, who are the perpetrators of this thing? Who are the people insulting the young youth to go and kill for ritual? See, dude, native doctors are the biggest problem we have in this country.
Not our politicians.
Sorry?
Not our politicians. I thought our politicians were the biggest problems.
Politicians are not me. Politicians are not my problem.
I see.
Native doctors are the problem. The ritual killings we hear every day. There's no ritual killing in Nigeria. Native doctors are the cause of it, and to be frank, they are all fake. They deceive people. They lead people to do evil.
Okay, wait, Victor, hold on, because we have Daniel in Imo Gate. I'm going to answer it. But let me ask you one question. Victor, have you taken Zobo before?
If I have done what?
Taking Zobo before?
Yes, I have taken Zobo.
Have you taken Agbo before?
Yes, I have.
Those things were done by native doctors. You haven't died?
No.
All right, Daniel from Imo Gates. Good morning, 9.3.
Good morning, my brother Jude.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Thank
you for joining us.
Yes. When we were young in the 70s, there was this music played by Yosibisa. Your mother told you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you.
Fire will burn you.
So, please, this is the reason why I like NBC. When we watch on the Ghanaian channel, see what is happening there. Please, we should not play with fire. You know the environment in which we are in. All these our boys today doing what internet fraud and all the rest of them.
Yes.
They get their hands to hooks. So they just want to popularize it so that even those who are afraid, who maybe through their belief, will now say, okay, it is legalized. And I heard the question you asked. Zobo is Zobo. I do drink the one they call Dogoyaro. That is for malaria.
Yes.
But that is a different thing altogether. On the channel of where we are going now, good, you may not understand. Let us not try to play with fire.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much again, Daniel, from Imbo Gates. Now, I think all of these complaints and views, I think they're very valid. They're natural fears, skepticisms, but I think the fine print is not very clearly understood because, like you said, if somebody is registered, the government knows, okay, this is what you're going to do, and there should be rules and regulations. For starters, traditional practitioners for years have been the healers in our societies. Hundreds of years before the advent of modern day medicine, they were the people that we went to. And till today, we still go to them because I still know in Edo State there are certain types of illness that people have. They say that Trado, UBTH can help you, or Tawaka cannot help you. So why do we have so many callers who are still so skeptical about the good that could come out from this?
Every walk of life has the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I think they are more focused on the bad. They're bad lawyers.
Oh yes.
They're bad broadcasters. They're bad teachers. They're bad police officers. They're also very good police officers. I think they're focusing on the bad. And that's why I have a problem here. Because like you said, in my community, we have priests. We have a chief priest. We also have those we call Ndebishi, who are the bad people. We have them. So they're focusing on the bad. We have bad broadcasters, like I said earlier.
All right. Bad people are everywhere. Zion is on the line from GRE. Zion, good morning to you. You want to take a seat?
I wanted to be on the listening side, but I was taught based on submission, just like the colonial master did when he came to the church with the sword in one hand. That is what we are doing today right now. We just say, all native doctors are bad. Who told you that these ritualists are being carried out by native doctors? This Yahuti, who is native doctors that do those things? It's not, though. People should go and do their study before they come to the public to misinform, castigate, and demonize who we are. That is what the white people told you. See that man, a native doctor, and they kill people, oh. You people, you believe it because of emotions and sentiments. Without knowledge. The registration of these worshippers is done everywhere. In fact, it's needed now because of discussions like this. As we have demonized now, they cannot defend themselves. They can't even come out. Let's be honest. If they dare come out, I will catch them, see one. Hold on. He will run for his dear life.
That's a problem. You have a point there. It's a problem. But Zion, quick one. Are you in support of something like this? Yes or no?
No, they should. Every year in River State, they are being registered.
They should register them. Okay. All right. We have a former worshipper of the river, Dennis Walu from Nembe Waterside people know how. So, Dennis. So now that you have left the hinterlands, you have now come to the upper land. You know now, your husband is upper land. Is there a local debate that you're interested in that you think can maybe remove Gwangwan? Would you go to traditional practitioners?
My ancestry. We have, in fact, to be very straightforward, My great-grandmother used to be a priest.
I knew it. I knew it. The way you have been doing things in this office.
I never met her.
But
tales my late father told me was that
your mother was
in our family compound in Okpoma, there is a shrine. In fact, my grandmother used to. When you go there, you see these old bottles of carbonated drinks. Nisha, the color, the orange one has changed color. The black one.
But a quick one. If people register for as traditional practitioners, is it a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing.
All right. So coming from the great grandchild of one, you have the answer.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
Everybody gather round. Come and hear the news.